Hello and welcome to the unofficial Bshl Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host Corey, joined by my co-host Corey.
Good day.
Corey, how's life, my friend?
Life's good.
We had a pretty chill enough weekend. Didn't really go to a ton of games. Anytime we only go to a pair of games, it's not really too bad. So
no, but I think we caught two each.
I caught
3 of the 4.
Caught 3 of the 4.
We did watch the 4th one online.
Technically, I watched all the 4th one online, so we're good to
There
go.
you go.
So let's get into the results, and we'll talk about it as we go through.
So first game on Friday night, the Elspeth Hawks, they beat the Amherst Ducks 8-5. From LC, Vincent Delaurier with 3 goals, 6 points. Daniel Kret with 2 goals, 5 points. Brody MacArthur with 1 goal, 2 points. Robbie Graham, 1 goal, 2 points. Mackenzie Brown with 1 goal. Alex Arsenault with 3 assists. On Amherst side, Brady Griffin-Heffert with 1 goal, 4 points. Chris Doyle with 1 goal, 2 points. Kiefer Lyons with 1 goal, 2 points. Sam McFarland with 1 goal, 2 points. And Robert Van Weinsberg with 1 goal. You were at this game. Rough stuff.
Yeah, rough stuff. Hawks look phenomenal. Their power play is looking just more and more dominant.
Yeah.
Man, they got a lot of penalties called against them. Holy. If you look at the website for this one, it was like either the refs really didn't like the Hawks or the Hawks had some discipline issues. But they managed to hold on for the win here. I think shots were something like 50-something for Amherst, 40-something for LC. Antoine Landry got the start for the Hawks, played pretty well. Cox played well. Man, there's probably nobody in this league that's more liked by visiting fans or road fans than Jesse Cox.
Yeah.
Jesse's skating around. People behind the net are like chirping him, but also cheering for him. I don't know, man. He's just a nice guy, and I think
he's a good guy.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
A few things that we had some rough stuff. There was a really bad. I think it was a cross check by McRae on Mac. I saw it, but I don't have video of it. It was on the opposite side of the ice, so I sat kind of across from the visitor benches where I sit, fairly low to take pictures, so I had some video in front of me, but getting video of the other side from that low is pretty much impossible, and it happened on the opposite side, but it was a bad cross check. I know McRae got suspended for it. Hopefully Mac's okay. I know Mac's been producing, so the Hawks need Mac.
Yeah.
Hawks just look good, though. I mean, it was the creativity of Crate was in full effect. Just him pinching up, deking around people. Vincent Delaurier is an absolute sniper. The guy is unreal. On the other side, I mean, Griffin Heffert's got so much talent. Chris Doyle kept skating hard. Like, these guys wanted it. Even Rob Van Weinsberg's goal was, you could feel the momentum start to shift towards the Ducks. I don't think at any point that the Hawks felt terribly nervous that they were going to lose the game, but the Ducks played well. And this was a fun game. Like, this was a good game to be at. Yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. I mean, it was a pretty shit crowd. I don't know, the Hawks, this is maybe the best Hawks team that I've seen since COVID. I always go with pre-COVID and post-COVID. Pre-COVID Hawks were like a different, like the first era Hawks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there were some good teams there too. But since COVID, I think this is probably the most talented I've seen the Hawks. Just adding Delaurier adds a lot. Arsenault's playing the best that I've seen him play. Robbie's playing good. Mac's playing the best that I've seen him play. Danik, like Mac's playing not as good as 2022-23 Hawks, but good. And Danik is playing the best I've ever seen him play. Trey's pinching, and you can tell that he's not injured right now. Goaltending's been a little bit shaky. Not terrible, though. Definitely, if the Hawks have a weak point, it's defensively. There's not a ton of depth there. Losing guys like Andy Joseph and Elijah definitely hurts the Hawks some, but this is a fun team to watch. It's almost a sin that there's not more people in the crowd or that we can't live stream these games, because I think if more people would see the Hawks, more people would probably come out to the Hawks, because it's hard not to talk about how much fun this team is to watch. Do you agree with that?
I agree 100%. And I feel like the podcast became the scapegoat in this whole situation. But to me, I will not let my feelings be hidden about what they did to Foster Augustine. I think that was a dipshit move. And they lost fans just there.
It definitely upset a lot of people, and the lack of streamings kind of sucked for the Hawks. But
it's stupid.
I hope the attendance.
It's absolutely stupid. Like, can I shoot for a second here?
Not too much there. Whoa, settle in a little there.
No, I'll settle in, but your attendance is still shit. All right, so the streaming's not the problem. Find another day, maybe. Maybe Sundays don't work for you. Maybe try Saturdays. It's not streaming. I'll guarantee you that. The people that are going to be at Hawks games are going to be at Hawks games. Period. End of story.
And I really think that if there was streaming and more people saw how exciting this team was, hopefully more people would get out.
Absolutely.
But this is my favorite Hawks iteration, Hawks group that I've seen. Same. And it looks like they're having the most fun that I've seen. They're having a blast out there. So
same.
You were in Miramichi for the Northman versus Bucktouche, which was absolutely insane.
I don't think I've had this much fun at a game ever. Okay. And it's not even all the game. It's just me being an idiot. Just
you are an idiot.
A complete fool. So the Miramichi Northmen, they beat the Bucktouche JCs 8-3. Bryce Milsom with 3 goals, 4
You're
points.
Such a jerk.
I mean Bryce Milson. 3 goals, 4 points. Shout out Roxanne. I'll get to that in a second. Josh Russell, 2 goals, 3 points. Brendan, I did put an M there, but it's Milson. He got 1 goal, 4 points. Kennedy Gallant, 1 goal, 2 points. Nolan Allward with 1 goal. Bucktouche, Tommy Bezo with 1 goal. Travis Duguay, 1 goal. And Jan Pjord with 1 goal. So I get to the arena.
Yeah. You went up with Ricky.
I went up with Ricky.
You had an interesting drive up, I heard.
Interesting drive up. Thought 37.
Ricky, that's for you, buddy.
I thought 37 was it for me. Love you, Mom. I'm done. Only darkness that's
Corey is scared any long drive. If there's even like a drop of snow, Corey's nerves go like really high. It's true. You've been scared with Cheryl driving, and Cheryl's a very cautious snow driver.
She is a cautious driver, and Ricky's a good driver. It's nothing against Ricky. I hate being on the road when there's snow on the road or rain. I'm a pussy when it comes to that. But we get up there, and I get up to Cheryl for the camera, and she's wide-eyed.
You went to camera for camera?
I went to camera for camera.
Nice.
She's wide-eyed, and she's like, "Did you see Roxanne's trading cards?" I'm like, "I didn't see them, but I know she's done."
Yeah, they're cool. Like, they're very nice.
Oh my God, she misspelled the Milsons. It says Milsom. And I go, okay. So the second I go next to Roxanne, I didn't say anything, but seconds into the game, sorry, my French is coming out. Seconds into the game, Bryce Milson scores, and on her live stream, if you go back, you hear me say, "Bryce Milsom!" And she starts laughing. She's like, well, I might as well let the cat out of the bag. I also fucked with Nathan.
You're such a pain. You were like in a really annoying mood that day.
No, I was having fun. So Nathan, his 50-50 started with 666. And I convinced him that I was a Satanist. In a very, like...
You're such a nuisance.
You shouldn't believe me. Like, I'm clearly ribbing you. And like 5 minutes later, it's like, wow, I can't believe it. I've never met a Satanist before. I start laughing, and I'm like, I'm Catholic. He goes, well, you were so serious about it. So,
the game, though, was very physical. What happened with Colette?
So, are you talking about...
It seems like they got under his skin a bit, and he maybe lost his composure some.
The second that they, within the first minute, they scored on him.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed from there. I think you have good nights, you have bad nights. I think every few minutes there was a penalty called. I think Bucktouche got at least 10 penalties in total.
It's, Bucktouche has one more game here. They've got to be looking to right the ship some. I know this one was very physical, a lot of fights, a lot of grouping together skirmishes, and unfortunately for that last game, it's the same two teams.
Yeah, there's a point in the game where myself, Ricky, and Nathan are looking, and we both go, "Oh, is it Bshl versus Bshl?" And I didn't think that would be the fight that I wanted to see, but I wanted to see Bshl versus Bshl.
Good God! Well, their parents probably don't want to see Bshl versus Bshl, but you.
But
do.
I'm an asshole, so
I'm aware. But it was a good game. You had a lot of fun at this one.
I had a lot of fun. I think the Civic, again, it's not just LC that doesn't pack the arenas, but the crowds were loud, respectful. The chirps were nice. They were the chirps that you'd think. But no, I had a lot of fun. You felt for Buckdouche, because I think at the start of the third they put Zach in net, and give Colette a break.
Zach's played well.
He's played very well.
Like he's solid backup.
Zach, there's an argument to be made that Zach might be the best backup in the league.
No, I completely agree. Third game of the weekend.
Third game, where are we? So the Dalhousie Marauders beat the Elsie Buckduck Hawks 6-2. Dawson Stairs, 2 goals, 4 points. Brendan Colombe, 2 goals, 3 points. Eric Fay, 2 goals. On LC side, Trey Lewis with 1 goal and Danny Kret with 1 goal. We've talked about this nonstop this season. You go somewhere with half a team, you're not going to win. And that's exactly what happened with the Elsie Buckduck Hawks.
They gassed out.
It's the one negative I have about this season, the one negative, is how formulaic some games look. Whether it's LC going with a short bench and then you can pinpoint exactly when the coin drops and the floodgates open. Same goes for Amherst. You can tell what's going to happen before you. It's like we have a crystal ball and it's always right, and I hate that.
Yeah, they just gas out, and then they're very competitive. It's a great game, and then at some certain point in the second period, it just kind of turns.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate. I think once these guys have their full rosters, hopefully for the playoffs, that'll make a big difference.
Hopefully, I mean, my team to beat this year is Dalhousie. I think Dalhousie's on a mission. I think last year they got embarrassed by the Hawks. I think Game 7 in your own barn, you're 1 win away from going to the finals, and it just doesn't happen. It doesn't fall in your favor. And this is the best Dalhousie team I've seen. Fay and Stairs added to that is almost unfair to the rest of the league. That's how good they are. And on Sunday, T-Sync's record got broken.
Yeah. Go for it.
On Sunday, the Dalhousie Marauders beat the Amherst Ducks 11-4. It was competitive until it was not. Eric Fay, 2 goals, 5 points. Congratulations, Mr. Fay. Dawson Stairs, 2 goals, 4 points. Pascal Valcourt, what do I always say?
He's good at hockey, and he likes to get around his poutine.
What a man. Just one great guy. 1 goal, 3 points. Brendan Colombe, 1 goal, 2 points. Vincent Charette, 1 goal, 2 points. Isaac Wilson, 1 goal. Frederic Castonguay, 5 assists. And for whatever reason, I forgot to mark the Ducks goal scorer. So, you got the page open?
I can get to it really quickly here. Yeah, just hold on.
Remember, I got a phone call from you at this point, and I didn't finish my notes.
Well, was it a phone call or did I just text you?
No, I believe it was a phone call.
I don't remember.
Might have been either or. It was a long time ago.
For the Ducks, we've got here now. So Copeland with a goal, Griffin Hefford with a goal and an assist, Lyons with a goal and an assist. It was very competitive. The Ducks had it close. I think it was 3-3 at one point, and then it just wasn't. So it's a very exciting team. Though, the Ducks are a fun team to watch. I want to mention there was Colborne. It just happened that Connor. We went to this game with Connor, and the podcast crew was there, and so we're sitting with Connor, and we're talking, and we were watching Colborne. I was talking to Colborne, and I just watched him skate and just smoke Sade. And credit to Blake Capelin. Went straight at Jesse. They dropped the gloves, and they had one of the better fights that I've seen this year. Those guys went, man. Not big guys. It's not a heavyweight fight.
Do you remember what I told you?
It's a good lightweight tilt.
Do you remember what I told you? I turned to you and I was like, that's the kind of fight I want to see. Not two guys just pulling at their jerseys. They were throwing fists.
Yeah, and that was a passion. Caitlin was fighting for a reason. And Jesse knew that he had to answer the bell. Jesse's been around senior hockey long enough, so he does it. And it was a really good tilt. It was a great lightweight tilt there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention it because it was fun to watch. So do you have the standings right now, or do I have the standings?
The standings in first place, the Dalhousie Marauders. They have 18 games played, 16 wins, 2 losses for 32 points, or 30 points. 30 or 32? 32 points. That's what I wrote, but I wasn't sure. In second place, the Fredericton Express, 20 games played, their season's over. 11 wins, 8 losses, 1 OT loss, 23 points. Buckdush JC is 19 games played, 10 wins, 6 losses, 3 overtime losses for 23 points. The Elsbucktuck Hawks have 18 games played, 11-7-0 for 22 points. The Miramichi Northmen have 18 games played, 10-6-2 for 22 points. And the Amherst Ducks are in 6th place, 20 games played. They still have one more, 1-18-1 for 3 points.
After Belbay dropped out, there was no way to make the schedule even, so the best that Roger could do was to give Amherst that 21st game, knowing that it probably wouldn't affect the standings too much. He must be a fortune teller because he was dead on. It's not going to affect the standings very much, and it was the only fair way to do it. So credit to the league. They always do a great job at making sure things are as balanced as they can be in an unfortunate situation. So I've got some notes here, Corey. The Fredericton Express cannot finish second. Their best case scenario is for Bucktush to win, and then they become really big fans of both the Marauders and the Ducks. So for them to finish in third place, Bucktush needs to beat Miramichi, Dalhousie needs to beat both Miramichi and Elsbucktuck, and the Ducks need to beat Elsbucktuck. So just when you think, the Duck season's done and it doesn't matter anymore, and that's what people are going to say, you're dead wrong. The Ducks can get a win to get a little bit of confidence because they're a good enough team to get a win here. They're a good team.
Yeah, absolutely.
They get a win against the Hawks. They build some confidence, and they play the spoiler a little bit. They let Fredericton finish in third. And I mean, there are other ways. If Amherst beats the Hawks, and then the Hawks still go on to beat the Marauders, they would still finish in third place, and then Fredericton would drop down. For Elsbucktuck to finish in second, they need to beat Amherst, and then have Miramichi lose to... they need to have Miramichi... It's really hard for LC to finish in second.
Miramichi to beat Bucktush.
So for LC to finish in second, Miramichi needs to beat Bucktush, and then Miramichi also needs to lose to Dalhousie, or LC needs to win both of their games that they have remaining. Then it really doesn't matter as long as Miramichi beats Bucktush. For Miramichi to win, they need to beat Bucktush. They need to beat Dalhousie, have Elsbucktuck lose at least one of their games. They could finish in second place. It's complicated. There are some other scenarios with overtime and overtime losses, and I'm not going to get into those because they're infinite possibilities. But needless to say, the standings are far from set. Any one of those 4 teams could face off against each other. It's kind of crazy. 3 of the 4 teams could finish anywhere between second place and 5th place. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Fredericton could finish in 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Very interesting. Very interesting. In a perfect world for me, Miramichi moves up, takes second place. Elsie and Bucktush stay in that 3rd, 4th place. And unfortunately, sorry Fredericton fans, but in a perfect world, Fredericton drops down to 5th. And I think best case scenario for a fan, as a fan of this league, I would love to see Miramichi take on the Express. I think that's been a fun rivalry. The games have been super tight. It could go either way. And Elsie and Bucktoosh is just, it's been too long.
It's been too long.
That's my dream scenario. But I'm not upset if it's Elsie Bucktuck against Fredericton. I'm not upset if it's Elsie Bucktuck against Miramichi. I think Bucktoosh against Miramichi would be really, really interesting at this point.
It would be.
Fredericton taking on Bucktoosh has been very, very competitive this year. Some physical games there too. I think that would be the least aggressive series of all the possibilities.
Yep.
But a lot of good options here. Drop in the comments, who do you want to see take on who in the first round? Because, there's a lot of options. The only thing you know for sure right now is that Dalhousie is going to be taking on the Ducks. And the Ducks showed that they can keep up with the Marauders. So
Absolutely.
Who knows? We might see some interesting games there. But I think that's about all we got. Corey, do we have anything else?
That's it.
That's all we got. All right, so thanks everybody for being here. We're going to be back on Thursday. We'll go through those standings a little bit more. You'll be able to hear that episode and then move your ass to the JK because we're going to be popping that episode up live on YouTube and on Podbean, so it'll be on everywhere you download your podcasts. And then we're going to be making our way to the JK on Thursday night.
Absolutely.
Because 8:45 p.m. puck drop, which is annoyingly late for me who has to work the following morning, still going to be there. We'll be there. I think there's going to be live streams, popcorn, some pizza. Come on out, have a good time. Take Friday off, be smarter than me, and get ready for the weekend. But should be a good time. Corey, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
See you at the rink.
Take care.